Welcome, dear participants, to the first topic of our Google Forms Teachers Training. In this video, we will navigate the Google Forms interface and create our first Google form. So to start with, we have to first go to the Google site and then we have to sign in to our Google account. At this time, I will be using my personal Google account to demonstrate the first creation of our Google form. So for you to start with a Google form, you have to go to the Google Apps here in this icon. Click that one. Look for the Google Form or Forms application, this one. Click on the form and the interface will be loaded. So this is the interface of the Google form. So you can see here the blank form. Okay, so you have to click this icon to start a new form. But I already have the old or existing form. So to start with the form, you have to click the blank form here. And then you can see the form or untitled form interface. So to start with the form, you have to name this first with, let's say, student personal information. So that will also be the title of this form. So you have to describe this form, but to me, I just provide here the instruction how the students will fill out the form and some details about submission of the form. Like, please fill out this form honest, honestly and submit it on or before July 10, 2026. And then you can now start with your question. So you just have to click in this first question or untitled question to start with the question, but we will not be asking question at this time. We will just be asking or specifying a field which we want the student to answer to collect information from them. So the very first detail we want to collect from our student is their full name. So you also have to specify how they will type or provide their name, like last name and then first name and middle initial. Okay. So since it is not uh, a multiple choice question, we don't have to choose multiple choice option here. So we will retain the short answer for short answer responses kind of item. So the students just need to fill out this with their name, okay, from the last name, first name, and their middle initial. So it will become short answer type of question. So to add another question, you can either duplicate this question if it is similar. Okay, the second item is similar to the first item. But if you want to just add new question or field, just click add question button here at the right. Okay, click on that. And then another item for question will be displayed or added in your form. So the next field I want to add is age. So I'll be asking my student of their age. So still it is a short answer. They will specify their age. And then I will add more question. The next one will be sex. So since sex field is very predictable, you may opt this, you may opt to choose multiple choice type of question for this question or item. So you can specify the option, okay, female, and prefer not to say. It is already predicted by the system or by the Google Form app. So if you want to erase some option, you can just remove it by clicking the remove button here. Okay, but if you want to add that similar option, so just type it because it will not anymore be provided by the application. Prefer not to say. Okay, if you want to add more, just click add, okay, or click on the option. It will be provided here with another option. So just remove or delete it if you want. So let's move on to the third or to the next question. So click another button or add question button here. So the next thing we'll ask from our student will be grade level. So also, since it is also predictable, so you can just choose multiple choice again and specify the grade level of your student. So if you are in elementary, you probably put here grade 1 to grade 6, or if you are in junior high school, you can specify here grade 7, enter. Grade 8, you can enter key. You can just enter key to add another option. Grade 9, enter. Grade 10. Okay. So that's for the grade level options. If you want to add another question, okay, so again, add question, type the item or the field name of your item. Okay, so if the section is also predictable, you can just make use another multiple choice type of test or question, then you can just specify the section. But since you cannot really predict because there are lots of sections probably in the different grade levels, we can just leave this with short answer type of item. Okay, so they can just type their section here. So add another question, last question. It will be school. Okay. So it will just also be short answer type of item. So that would be all for our student personal information form. So to make this available to the students for responses, you can just publish this, and that one will be discussed in our next topic. Okay, so that's about the creation of the Google form, okay, for the first time, if it is your first time. And please be familiar with the interface of the Google form. Try to explore some buttons here in the menu bar or toolbar of our Google form interface. So later, you will learn the uses of each of these buttons as we go through with our topics. So also try to explore some tabs here of our Google Forms interface. Okay, so that would be all for this topic. I hope you have learned from this one and you will learn more in our succeeding topics. Thank you, everyone. Welcome, dear participants, to the topic 2 of our Google Forms Teachers Training. In this video, we will learn how to customize your design and create sections of your form. So the first thing we do is to log into your Google account. So since I am already logged into my account, I just have to click or find the Forms app here from the Google Apps icon. Click on there, look for the Forms icon, and then you will see the Forms interface. So at this point, we will create a form first before we customize it and uh, create sections. So click at the start icon or plus icon here, the blank form. And then you will see the untitled form. First, we have to name the form. Let's try to have a name, computer basics. Okay, so that will also be the name, the title of our form. So for the form description, let's just have the instruction here for our students as to how they will answer the form. Read carefully each item and select the option of the correct answer. Option button of the correct answer. Okay, so we will first have the first field here. So I will ask for their name, then you specify how they will enter their name or input their name. So let's start with the last name, then first name. It will help you sort easily later their result by their name. And I would like to add more question. I can either duplicate the question or click the add question button here or icon here. So at this point, I will just make use of the duplicate question button. Next is, I would like to ask their section. So if the section is already fixed or they already have sections and there are many sections, you can choose multiple choice type of question. So you can specify the exact section of your students. So let's say joy, love, wisdom. So these are the sections of supposed class who will be responding to your Google form. So the next item would be the questions already of the quiz. So let's add question by clicking the add question button here. So at this point, I would like to make use of the questions I have already prepared from my file. So I will be opening first the file from my document. Okay. So this Microsoft Word document, I have generated the items from generative AI. You can use any generative AI you want. Okay, you are comfortable with. So here are the questions that I have to be inputted in the form so that it will be it would be easy for me to complete the whole form because I already have here the ready made questions in my file. So all you have to do is to adjust the size of your browser like this, the window of your browser, and also adjust the size of your document or of your Microsoft Word document. Cascade it so that you can see two windows at the same time. This is your questions and this is the form. All you have to copy or all you have to do is to copy the question from your document and paste it to your Google form here at the left side. So I'll copy the first question. I will not copy anymore the number. Okay, Control C is the shortcut key to copy, or you can opt to right click and click copy command. Then right click paste or Control V to paste depending on the device that you're using. So this is already the question. It is already pasted. So for the text of your question, since it is in boldface, so you can change or adjust the style of your text. Or later, when we customize it, we will just change it. But anyway, if you want to change right away the style of your text, just maybe remove formatting or click on bold or italize or underline or insert link. But I don't want to do them. So I'll just remove all of the style. So for the options, I already have here the options. I just have to copy for the four options. Highlight, Control C to copy, click in the first option here. You can either right click to paste or Control V to paste if you're using shortcut key. So you are to do that again and again to complete the content of your form, the items of your form. So I have to do it again, but at this point, I will already be clicking that question button. The button from the right side earlier has been moved here at the bottom part of the window. So I just have to click it from here, click add question to add another question, then go back to your document, copy the question, paste again, do the same procedure, okay, paste again, and then add another question. Third question, copy, paste, copy, click here, paste, add more, copy, paste. I have 15 items quiz, so therefore it's just the 1/3 of the whole content of the quiz. Copy, paste, add more, and copy, paste. Okay. Okay, so at this point, I will stop here because I want you to know that you can actually add, import questions from your previous files already or forms already in the Google Forms. So all you have to do, I would like to just add more questions from my old files. So all you have to do is to click, this is add question, click import questions here. Okay, so to do that, click the button, then look for that quiz from which you want to get items from to be imported to your current form. So I would choose computer basics here. I will get the some of the items there and then choose that item. Okay, so I am already in number 6. So I will from 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from here, I will add this item, these items to my new form. I will just copy those items to my form. I will just import it. No, to do that, you have to just check the checkbox to include these questions and import it to your form. So to import them, you have to click import questions button here. So import 8 questions or sets of items, or I mean 8 items. Click at the import questions. Then it will automatically be imported to your new form. Okay, so those questions you have selected has been imported now here in your new Google form. So if you want to delete or change the option of your question, like this one, you want to delete mouse, okay, you just have to click X button here at the right, and then it will be deleted. And if you want to add again, then just have to click option, then you can just type the new option. If you want again to delete the question, okay, suppose you want to delete the question because you don't need it or you want to change it, okay, just have to click delete question here. It will be deleted. Okay, so I do not delete. I hope it will redo. Oh, it didn't redo. Okay, so I go back. So I tried to redo what I did, but it didn't, no? So that means you cannot redo what you have deleted in your Google form. Okay, so let's go back to where we stopped. So I deleted one item and I cannot anymore redo that. But anyway, we can add, okay? So we are already done with the creation of our Google form. So at this point, we will now customize the form. Okay, so to do the customization of our Google form, you have to go to this button. Okay, so this is customize theme. So we will customize the theme of this Google form. To do that, we have to click this icon then try to change the text style you want, okay? So if you want to change the header of the text, that the text header, you want to change the font, choose from here, okay? It will change. It reflects the changes here. Change the size. Okay, the biggest size is, I think, is 24. The question text can be changed also. You can change it into different font. All the questions here will be changed into that form. You can also adjust the size of the font. And for the text, okay, for all the text, the rest of the text, you can also change that into a different text you want, like comfort. Click on that. Okay, you can also change the size of the text. Okay, so that's about the text, okay, of our forms. So as to the header, you can put an image to your header. Let's say we want to add this kind of image. Okay, click insert, and then it will be reflected here. You can see the image header here. As to the color of your form, you can change the theme of your form, the color of the background. So to do that, you have to just choose the color here. Okay, you can anyway see the effect of your change. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that will be the color of the form. But if you want to choose the background, you can choose more color here at the background. Okay, so that's about customizing your form or form in Google Form. So we had already customized our form. It already has different color and has different text from the default setting or setting of our form. And at this point, we would like to uh, change or create sections of our form. So we will be creating, I, I think, 3 sections. So let's do it. So to do the adding of a section, so you have to click at the last item to where you want to end the first section. Okay, then click add section here. Okay, so click add section, and then this portion will be separated from the next item of your form. So you can now add the title of this section, and I want to name each section by the topic that I have in my quiz. So this can be computer hardware, because the items here are about the hardware. Okay. And then which used to create document. Okay. So this one, I think the hardware part ends here. So this part is already software. So I will click the last item of the hardware. Then you have to click add section to separate the hardware section to the software. And this will become section 3. Okay, so this will be software, so that your students will have the idea about the content of that section items. Okay, so the software part ends there. Okay, and the last section would be the people. Okay, so this is the last item for the hardware, I mean for the software. And to separate that software section to the people, I have to just again click at the add section button here. Click on here to add another section. This is already section 4 of the form. So change the section name into people, because all the questions here are about people component of the computer system. So I have 3 items for the people component. So I have total of 16 points. It has, I think I want to just round it off into when, I mean, I would like to increase the points. So to do that, you can adjust the points of some questions. Okay, like this, it has 0 point because I haven't created yet. Okay, but anyway, that will be discussed in the next topic of our training. Okay, so that will be all for this part. See you in our next topic. Thank you. Welcome, dear participants, to the topic 3 of our Google Forms Teachers Training. In this video, we will be enabling the quiz mode of our Google Form, creating answer keys, publishing your form, and sharing your form with responders through email or any other communication platforms. So the very first thing that we'll do is to go back to our Google account. We have to, again, look for forms in our Google Apps. Open the form. So we have to go back or retrieve that form we created last time. It is titled Computer Basics. So at this time, this quiz will be a quiz because during the creation of the form in the topic 2, it was not yet set into quiz mode. So we had just created a 15 item. Is it 15 item quiz or 13? And it's not yet a quiz because we have to do some settings. Okay, so to do that, we have to go to the settings tab here of our form. Then under the settings, you can see here the different settings which you have to make if you want to customize the form. So at this point, we will make this form a quiz. So we will just turn on this button and you will be prompted whether how you want the quiz be or the grades be released. So for me, I would like to immediately release the grade or score of my students after each submission of the form so that they will right away know their score or they will right away have the feedback of their score in this quiz. So after that, you can set other properties of this quiz, like if you want the respondent to see the missed questions, correct answers, point values, and others. Okay, so to me, I would like my students to know their missed questions, but I would like to hide the correct answers so that they will learn those things if they didn't answer correctly the item. And I would like them to know their point values or the point values of each item in the Google form. And if you want to set the default point for each item in your Google form, you can just adjust here the default points so that you won't manually adjust or give points to each item in your Google form. So as to the responses, you can adjust also the settings here. So if you want to collect the email, so whether it is verified or it's just a responder input, but to me, if I have to collect the email, it should be verified. And if you wanted the responder be aware of the copy of the response in the form, you can just set this into either when requested or always. So if you want the responder to allow editing after they had submitted, then you can turn this on. And if you want to just limit the responses to just one, then you can just turn this on. But sometimes we allow students to submit again with the answer again the form. So we just turn this off. As with the presentation, you can also adjust here or set here the following things. So I would like to show the progress bar and I would like to shuffle the question order so that students will have different sets of questions if they are to take the test simultaneously. And then the confirmation message, you can personalize this so that the students will really feel that their response has been recorded, or you maybe add here, congratulations, or change it into this one, congratulations for submitting. your response. To answer would be that. Okay. Click save. Show link to submit another response if you want them to submit another response. And if you want them to view result summary, then you can set this into on or turn this button on. So the rest could be adjusted depending on your preference. Okay, so that's about the settings of this Google form. So as to the responses, we cannot see yet the responses because we haven't published this yet, and we haven't shared the link or the form to our responder. Therefore, we don't have yet the responses. Okay, so again, let's go back to the questions. So this again are the questions of our form. So we are done with the enabling of the quiz mode of our form. So let's now move on to the creation of our answer keys. So since this form is already a quiz or in or on quiz mode, so we shall now create our answer keys and assign corresponding point to each item. Okay, so in this item, this is the title. This is the detail or the detail of our student's information. So we will not assign point to this, and therefore we will edit the answer key. There's no correct answer here, and we shall just add, we'll just remove the point. Unless you want to give them points for typing their name. But anyway, we will be requiring them to really input their name because it would be hard for us to identify who was the student of this who the responder is of this form. So it's just required no point, okay, and there's no correct answer for this item. So that's also true with the section. So we will edit the point. We will not give them point unless you want to give them points. It's okay, and we will just require the item to be filled out by the students. That means if we require them to fill this out, they cannot submit the form unless they answer this item or section of your form. Okay, so let's move on to the section 2 of our form. So it's the topic 1 of our quiz. It's the hardware. So let's try to add answer, but automatically it has already 1 point because we set it in the default setting, the default point of our items is 1 point. That's why it has already point. But if you want to modify the point, you can increase this into 2, 3, or 4, or 5, depending on your preference. Okay, so that's about adding a point or editing the point of our item in the quiz. So as to answer key, we will now specify here the correct answer for this item. So the question is, which of the following is considered computer hardware? So the correct answer is keyboard. We will click the keyboard. But if you have 2 correct answer, you can select another correct answer and select another correct answer if you have multiple correct answers. But since there is just 1 correct answer, I'll just remove the selection of the other options. So it's just keyboard. Okay, so if you're done, then click done button here. Okay, so that's about creating answer key of your Google form, of your quiz. So let's again move on to the next item. So which hardware device is used to display images and text? So the correct answer is, so let's go again to answer key. Let's try to select the correct answer, the monitor, then click done button. So it's just 1 point. I will not anymore edit the point here. I'll just click the done button to complete the change. Okay, so again, you are to do the same procedure to the rest of the form to complete the whole answer key of your quiz. Okay, so that's about adding answers or answer key or creating answer key in the Google form. Okay, so I'll just add one more. So which hardware is known to be the brain of computer? So the correct answer is, okay, let's see, CPU. Okay, done. So suppose I'm already done with all the correct answers, okay, and I am ready to publish this form. So let's now move on to publishing of this form. So to do the publishing of the form, you have to click publish button here. Okay, so this is the button which we will click in order for us to publish the form and make it available to our responders. So again, let's be familiar first of some other icons here or tools here. So we have here the share button. If you want to copy the responder link, this one has to be clicked. This is the redo button, the undo button, the preview button, and the customize theme button. So we had already used this one. But before you publish, and if you want first to see how your form will look like when the responder is answering it or when it is being accessed by the responder, you can click the preview button first. Okay, so this is how your form will look like when it is being previewed or viewed by your students or your responders. Okay, so since you have sections, you have here separated, you have 4 sets of preview of your form. So if you want to move on to the next section, you just have to click next button. Okay, so next again, since I haven't filled out yet the required information, I was not allowed to move to the next. Okay, so I just have to fill out the required information before I can move on to the next section. So click the next button, then you can start answering the questions. Okay, so next, until you are able to complete all the answers that is required by this form. Okay, so I cannot move on because this question is a required question. You have to answer it. So that's how important is the required button or the required option of the form because your student will not forget to answer each item in your form. Okay, so next, to move on to the next level, to the next section. So that's about, okay, preview button. Okay, so this is just the preview button of your form and it will not affect it will not be, I mean, this response will not be recorded because I didn't finish it and the form is not yet published. Okay. Okay, so let's now continue. So to publish this form, you have to click publish button. And then as the responder, you should allow them to access the form. Okay. That means you have to set it into anyone with link. That means anyone who has the link can access your form. But if you want to adjust the setting, you can click the manage button here, okay, and do some restriction. So if you want that the responder, okay, example, remove link. So meaning the responder will have to ask you to open the link every time they open it. They have to ask your permission to open the link or to access the form, the Google form. Okay, so again, to open the link to anyone with the link, you have to go back to the options here, then click anyone with link so that everybody can just continue responding to the form without asking permission from you. Okay, so that's it. After setting the access the access portion of this form, the general access of this form, you have to click done button. Okay, and then if you are done with it, you can just click publish button. Okay, so after publishing the form, you can see here the full link of the form. It's very long and you have the option to shorten it. Therefore, you can check this checkbox to shorten the link of this form. So if you want to copy the link to share it to your students, like you want to email this link to your students so that they can respond it, they can respond to this form, you can copy the link. Okay, since it is already highlighted, you can just click copy button here or copy text here. Okay, then you can go to your Google account, Gmail account. Example, I want to email my student. I have to go to the Gmail and compose an email. Okay, like example, Helen Perlas at ECETU that this is my student. Okay, computer quiz. I can give instruction, please respond to this form. Okay, paste the link. This is the link. Every time the student will open, if the student will open their email in their inbox and see your email, they can just click on the link and open the form. So click send after that. Okay, thank you. Click send button to send the email. And then I think it is already sent. Okay, so computer quiz. So that's about sharing your link to your students or responders through email. But if you want to share your link to your responder through Messenger or WhatsApp or any other communication platform, you can just, again, copy the link, okay, shorten the URL of your Google form. You may not shorten, but you can shorten if you like. Then click copy, then go to your Messenger account, your Facebook account or Messenger application, then paste it to your Messenger, then send it to your students, whatever way you want. Okay, so that's about sharing your Google form to your responders. So that's all about this topic. I hope you are able to follow the steps that I had just demonstrated and implement it in your class. Thank you. See you in our next topic. Welcome, dear participants, to the topic 4 of our Google Forms Teachers Training. In this video, we will be learning how to view responses of our Google Forms, link forms to Google Sheets, generate visual reports, and organize and export data. At this time, I will be using my school account because I have here many Google Forms files, and I'll just pick one of my forms to be used in our activities. So let's open a form. So this form is titled Learning Activity on Digital Citizenship. That is 20 points. I am giving this to my students so that they will respond to this one every after they learn the materials I have sent them to our LMS. So let's proceed now to our activities. So I have here 81 responses in this form. Okay. So to view the responses, you just have to click the responses tab here. Okay. Then you will see the number of respondents or your students who had responded to this form. So I have here 81. Then you can see here the summary of the responses. You can see the insights composed of the average points or score of the students, the median points or score, that is 19, and the range points or score, that is 9 to 20 points. So the lowest is 9 and 20 is the highest. So you can also see here the email address of the student and the score. and the status if the score is released. So let's move down to see the rest of the content of the responses tab. So you can also see the details of the data that you have collected in the form, like the name. Okay, this is the first item, and then the section. Okay, so you can see that there is this visual display of the section as to how many section or how many students had responded in every section. So 60.5% of the student responded from the BEE to B, and 39.5% responded from the BEE to A. So you have the graphical view of each item you had in this quiz or in this form. So you have here the graph of each item. You can see how many percent had answered correctly and incorrectly, and in each choice of your or option of your question answered that particular option. And if you want to copy the chart that is displayed in this result, you can just click copy chart and then paste it to Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or Excel, to whatever application you intend this to put on or to display or to use for the reporting. Okay, so that's about the responses of the Google form. So if you want to view the responses of the students in Sheets or through Google Sheets, you have to click Link to Sheets button here at the right side of the screen. Okay, this one. Click this one. So if it is your first time to link the sheet to the Google Sheet, this will appear, okay? Or these options will appear in the dialog box. So first is create a new sheet with the title learning activity or select existing spreadsheet. So if you already have existing spreadsheet here, you can just uh, click select existing spreadsheet. But since it is our first time to link this sheet, we'll just choose this one. So click create to see the result in sheets or in spreadsheets through Google Forms or Google Sheets. So this is already the result of my students' activity. You can see here all the details you have asked from the form, like the email address, their name, section, and then their answers to each item in your quiz in the Google form. So through this Google Sheets, and if you want to record this course, you can sort the list of students by either name or section. So in my case, before I recorded the score, I first have to sort their name alphabetically so that it would be easy for me to record it because it is arranged in alphabetical order. Same with my class record. So to do the sorting, you have to click at the drop down arrow here or button here. Then this column will be selected, the whole column will be selected, the name column, the column D, and then click sort A to Z or Z to A depending on the order that you want to apply. So I want to sort it with A to Z or alphabetically. Okay, so therefore I'll just click sort sheet A to Z. Okay, so it is already arranged alphabetically regardless of the section. So at this time, since I have to record the score by section, I have to again sort the form or the sheet into sections. Okay, so to do that, I will do the same procedure. I just have to click the column E where the section is, and then select the option here from the drop down list of the column. And then I have to again arrange it into alphabetical order, no? A and B. So sort sheet A to Z. Okay, so this form or this sheet has been sorted from the name to section. So I can see now the list of students in section A alphabetically. Okay, it ends here. And then I can also see the list of students in section B that starts here. Okay, that starts with column or row 34. Okay, from Amazola Carol Jane. So in any way you want to sort the list of your results like in through the score, but I hid the score for privacy purpose. You can do that also if you want to sort the list based on the score from highest to lowest or lowest to highest depending on your preference. Okay, so after sorting the list or the Google Sheet result of your Google form, you can actually share this file to your colleagues or to your supervisor, to your head, depending on the need. Okay, so in case you want to do that, you just have to click share here. Then you have to specify the address, okay, of the email address of that person you want to share the file with. So for example, I want to share this with helenperlas526 at gmail.com. Okay. So notify people. I will set this person as editor. That means this person can edit the content of this sheet. Okay. So if you want that this person will just view the file, just click viewer here. Or if this person just the commenter, just click commenter here. Okay, so usually if you share this list to the people, you can allow or you allow them or her or him to edit the content of the file. So to do that, you just have to choose editor, okay, and click send. That person will be able to receive. Ah, okay. So you'll be prompted because this person to whom you are sending the file is not uh, part of the organization because the email address is just a personal email ad. So you are prompted if you want to continue sharing the file. And I want to still share, although no, that person is outside of my organization or school. So just select share anyway. So you can specify a message after that, okay, if you want. But anyway, it has been shared to that person, and that person can actually see the file shared to him or to her. So that's about creating or viewing your Google Form results or summary in Google Sheets. Okay. So that's about the content of this topic. I hope you have learned from our activity and implement it in your classroom. Thank you, everyone. Welcome, dear participants, to the topic 5 of our Google Forms teachers training. In this video, we will have a tour at a template gallery of the Google Forms interface. At this time, I will be again using my school account. Okay. So if you are using a school account, you will see the different template of the Google Forms. So let's try to have a tour at this gallery. So in education, you can make use the Google Form as a, an exit ticket. There is already this what we call template named exit ticket, assessment, worksheet, course evaluation. For personnel, you can make use of this Google form as to retrieve contact information, find the time, RSVP, party invite, or t-shirt sign up form. So let's try to open the different template of the Google Forms. So we call this exit ticket. So this is the content of the exit ticket form. You can actually modify the content of this form if you want to make use this one in your classroom. So you just have to do some editing if there is a need and publish this and send the link to your respondents. Okay, so let's try to go back to the form gallery. So let's try to look at the customer feedback form. So this is how the customer feedback form, if you want to get the feedback of your customer, especially in business courses, so you can make use of this form. Or if you want to get the feedback from your students about the activity or about the topic or the lesson, you can make use of this template. Okay, you just have to do some modification to suit your needs. Okay, let's go back to the gallery. You can also make use of the event registration because in our school, we always have activities and we usually or always have this registration to implement such activity. We have to register the participants to the activity. So this is an example or a template for the event registration. You just have to do some editing to suit the need of your event. Let's go back to the gallery. And this one is assessment. Okay, so there is already this what we call assessment form if you want to have a quiz. Okay, usually we do it every after a lesson is done. Okay, to test the learning of our students. So you just have to modify this one or create a blank quiz or start from the very scratch by using a blank form. So these are just some template we can use aside from our classroom, no? Like in the personal uh, template, you can have this kind of form, contact information. Let's try to look at it. Okay, you just edit some content if you like. So this one, let's try to go back to the gallery. Find the time. Okay. You just have to explore the gallery if you're using your school account because you can have access to this one in your Google form. Event RSVP. Okay. Party invite. Party invite. Let's go back to the gallery. T-shirt sign up. Okay. Because we always do have t-shirt every year, twice a year, thrice a year. Okay. So that's all about the form template gallery. I hope you had idea about the uses of the Google Forms aside from the classroom. So I hope you will be making use of this template to speed up your work in the creation of Google Form. So that would be all for the topic 5. Thank you and God bless everyone.